All right. So if you're just starting out and learning how to use some of the biggest AI platforms out there, like Google's VO3, Kling AI, or Midjourney, some of the things that you'll struggle with when beginning, like I did, is just basic settings and prompting. Some of it can be very overwhelming and you can just end up giving up. Today, we'll use one of my favorite AI tools for image generation, which is Midjourney. We'll just run through basic settings and basic prompting. This will be a good video if you're just starting out and beginning in using Midjourney. So we'll jump across to Midjourney and we'll have a look. So once you sign up and pick a subscription, it'll send you over to the Explore page, which is where people have generated videos and images and just posted them for everyone to have a look at. So you can roll through them and have a look and see what's possible with Midjourney. But today we'll head over to Create, which is just below Explore. Up the top here is your prompt bar. So we'll skip over that and we'll just head straight to settings for now. This is pretty much all your default settings. So this is the ratio of your video. So if you're doing YouTube videos or any sort of video that you need the same ratio as YouTube, that'll be 16:9. And then if you're doing any videos like shorts, reels, TikTok, any sort of video like that, the ratio you'll be chasing is 9:16. So that's perfect for TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Reels, all the rest of it. Come down here to mode. So if you leave it on standard, that lets the AI get a little bit artistic about the prompts that you write. So it's not so much based around real life. Whereas if you hit raw, it'll be more realistic type of images it'll create. So I always use raw. Version, you always want to be the latest updated version. So always have a look down there and just make sure you're on the top one, which today is 7. So we'll hit 7. And we'll come over to aesthetics. First up here is stylization. So this pretty much is, if you leave it at 0, it's pretty bland looking photo. And then the further you go, the higher number you go, is the more AI it involves in the generation. So we'll have a look at a couple photos, a couple image generations on 0. So we'll just go the red Ferrari. We'll go car type just so it keeps everything the same. Parked in a parking lot. So we'll just use that just to give it a demonstration. So we'll do a couple with stylization at 0. So that looks all right. We'll do that. And then you can go your previous. You can do this one as well, but you can't see because my head's in the way. You can do your previous prompt here. You can just go use text again. So we'll do that up here. We'll just generate 2. And then we'll go use text again. And I'll go up to, say, I'd like to run this around between 200 and 300. I think that's it makes it look real, but it doesn't put too much AI into it. So we'll go 300. We'll do that twice. And then we'll use again, and we'll go up to 700, and you'll be able to see what I mean. We'll hit that twice, and then we'll go max. And we'll hit that twice. And we'll just give you a quick rundown on what they look like. Now we'll scroll down here to the first 2, which stylize is set at 0. So you can see they look pretty bland. They still do look pretty realistic, but just a lot of them look bland and not too good of an image. Some of them look like the camera is just facing into the sun, like you get all this white kind of I don't think it looks too good. We'll go up to the next one. This is around my favorite, between 200 and this is set to 300, but between 200 and 300 I like the best. So you see some of these, they look pretty real. Like that one there. Some of them still look a bit dodgy. That one looks pretty good. Yeah, where's another good one? See, I think that looks pretty good. Like the tree, even the trees in the background. Most of the car looks good. You do get a bit of this AI shine about it, but I think that looks pretty good. Now, you see when you start to go up a bit further than 300, so we got the 700 here, you start to get the filtered kind of a look. Like if you uh put an image into Instagram and you can put a filter on it. I think that's pretty much the only difference is when you're going up in style. It just looks like it's more filtered. Some of them still look pretty good. Like you can get a pretty good image like that. Then the background still looks good. And then we'll go up here to max. See, they still look good. The AI just puts a bit more AI look into it. So my favorite for around stylization is between 200 and 300. So we'll roll with that. The next setting you got here is weirdness. That pretty much speaks for itself. So it'll just make everything look pretty weird. It'll make it look like it has a white kind of a filter. We'll just have a look at a couple quick ones. And then we'll go up a bit further. We'll go 2000 just so you can see. Yeah, so you see how they still do look like realistic images, but they just have the weird white sort of. It looks like the camera's looking straight into the sun kind of thing. So they're pretty much all the same. Like they do kind of still look real, but the car just looks like a bit fake, looks like a toy kind of thing. And then you get the real dark photos. So yeah, that's weirdness at about 800. And then if you go up further, it'll like still follow your prompts, but it'll be a lot more variety on what it shows. See, it just has the poor sort of quality there. So I never touch weirdness. I just leave it at 0. So we'll go down to the next one, which is variety. And that is how different. So these 4 photos you have here. See we'll just go down to these again. So you have stylization. See how all these images they're basically the same. There's not much variety in them. They're pretty much all the same angle. The car looks the same, around the same kind of area with a building. So that's what variety does. If you turn the variety up, so we'll go 40, and we'll just reset that again, just make sure that's at 0. We'll do a few, just so you can take a look at that. This is with variety set at 40, so we'll boost it up to, we'll just go max. And then we'll do a couple with max variety. Alright, they've all loaded now. So, see, it's in the car park. You kind of get it's still in the car park, but all the images that it'll be in a completely different place. Like, see, this one's out in looks like the kind of the bush. They're just all completely different. Whereas if you have variety sent to 0, they'll basically all be the same. The backgrounds will be pretty much the same. It'll be pretty much the same angle. So that's how you change that if you just want to use the least amount of generating hours possible, but get the most variety in your images. See, and when you turn it right up to 1,000, they're just completely different. Like, that's still in a car park. The Ferrari's not, it's just a different Ferrari than even that one. And then that photo is just in a completely different outlook. So I do change this around a fair bit, although I don't go up to 1,000. Generally, I want my images to be what I'm prompting, so I kind of leave it at 0 as well. But if I want them to be slightly different angles and things like that, I will turn it up, but I just won't go over like 30, 35. So we'll turn that back down to 0. Now, speed. If you hit this at turbo, it will generate images quickly, but it'll burn through your generating hours extremely fast, which we'll take a look at. I'll show you how to check them. So you just go over to the left here, go my account, then you go manage subscription, and remaining fast hours here. So $30 a month will give you 15 hours, and you can see how much hours you got left there. So we'll go back to create. Turbo. So yeah, like I was saying, turbo, it generates it very quickly, but it'll chew through the hours. Fast, which is what I use, I just stick to fast. It still generates it pretty quick, but your hours last a bit longer. And then if you have it on relax, it'll take a fair while to generate images. Like, it'll probably take 5 minutes to generate a set of 4. But your generation hours will last so much longer than what it would on fast or turbo. But I just stick to fast. That works well. So we'll go on to the next thing, which will be video resolution. Obviously, you always want that at high definition. And then video batch size, that's just how many it generates at once. I just always leave it to 4. Like I said, the hours, if you leave it on fast, the hours last forever, and you get pretty decent generation speed at the same time. So we'll go back up here to the prompt bar, and we'll use text again. Now, like I said, I always put real life in front of the everything I generate, just to make it try and make it look as real as possible, like as realistic. Now, I think if you start adding prompts like 4K or cinematic, things like that, which I'll do now. So the cinematic red Ferrari. The way I see it, I think makes it look more like it's filtered. Like if you crank the stylization right up, I think adding 4K and cinematic looks like that just adds that kind of a look to it. Whereas I'd rather have like the real life kind of a look. I'll add 4K as well. The 4K Ferrari. I'd rather have the more realistic look rather than a filtered look. See how it's got a real shine to it. It's got the kind of filtered looking background. This one does too. It's got the kind of filtered look, even though it still does look good, but it's just got that slight filtered look. I just prefer just to use the real life red Ferrari. So I'll wait for that to load. Now this is all loaded. Yeah, you can see what I mean. So we're going to, so this is 4K. See how the Ferrari has more of like a shiny kind of look, and the background looks a bit filtered rather than the real life image. The Ferrari still has a shine, but everything looks like a bit more realistic, especially in this photo here. There's not so much of a shine. So them settings and tips will work on pretty much any generation, not just what we've been through today. Midjourney is capable of a lot more, but we'll just keep it basic for now. It's a lot easier to pick up. If you want me to run through the more complex settings and the things that Midjourney can do, leave a comment below. If you want me to run through any other AI tool or AI platform, leave a comment, and I hope to see you next week on the next video.